This is Nicole with dogadoptionsupport.org. Today I wanted to give another suggestion for things to do inside. And this one is called focus work. And it's great because it teaches your dog to be interested in something besides food, to focus on you. You can see food is a big driver for my dog. And this gets the dog to focus on you instead of something else that it's interested in. It's also really good for impulse control. When I first started doing this, so the basic idea is that you want the dog to look at you instead of the treat. And when we first started this, I had to actually hold the treat up near my face to get her to actually look at me because she would only look at the treat. Now she knows this game a little bit better, so we'll see. Hopefully she'll know what to do. I'm also going to use a clicker. You can use, some people use a ballpoint pen, but these are only, I don't know, $2, $3, $4, depending on where you go, either at a pet store or you can get them on Amazon. Sit. Sit. An auspicious beginning. So the first thing we do, yes. So as soon as she looked at me, I click because that's the behavior that I want. Whenever you're using a clicker, some trainers say it's like taking a photograph of what you want is right when you do the click. And especially when you're using a food reward, sometimes it's hard because as soon as you start to give the food to them, then they focus on that. So the click reminds them that that's the behavior that you want. So you can hold this out to the side. See, now she knows. Good. So once they get the hang of this, you can make it a little bit harder. You can make it moving. Good. You can make them hold it, hold the stare of you for a lot longer. Sometimes moving it underneath makes it harder. It made it harder for her. So what I did is I closed my hand. Good, okay. So that she couldn't get it. You want to make sure they don't get the treat if they're not doing what you want them to do. Good, okay. You can also do things where you can drop the treat on the ground. You can't really see that from this camera angle. Good. Okay. Once again, you want to make sure that they aren't faster than you and they get the treat when you don't want them to have the treat, because then they're being rewarded for doing whatever they want, which isn't really what the activity is. Good. You can make this harder. I know some people have actually had their dogs sitting there and they toss treats at them and the dog will just sit there and then they'll release them and say, okay, and then the dog can clean it up. You can put food on the floor and have your dog has to walk by it. Once again, you got to be careful when you're first starting this to make sure the dog isn't getting the treats when they aren't supposed to. So maybe start with a leash, start a little farther away, so that you can control it and only reward the dog when they're doing what they're supposed to. So have fun.